All right, gang, if you've been with me a while, you know I love talking up the Denver area. It is an amazing place. It's my home. I really love it here. But there's always that other side of the coin. And as much as I love to talk up Denver, I also love to not BS people. It's actually one of my central tenets as a realtor and a person. I'm not gonna BS you. So today we're doing something a little different. We're talking about, in my opinion, the worst things about living in Denver. Now, this is not gonna be one of those things where it's like, too much sunshine. You know, like the bad things are really the good things.
Well, my weaknesses are actually strengths.
No, we're not doing that. I'm actually gonna tell you my 6 least favorite things about living here. So let's go ahead and get to the list. All right, worst things about living in Denver. And by the way, if you are new here, you may not know, I am a Denver real estate agent. I love assisting people, helping them find where they want to go in the Denver metro. I would love to do that for you too. I'd love to be your go-to real estate resource. If you need any help in that regard or just want to have a conversation, I will put my information below as always. So, worst things about living in Denver, here we go. Number 1, traffic. Now, first of all, if you're coming from Los Angeles, traffic is probably not gonna seem bad here. Even some of the bigger metro areas like Dallas, I know that it can often take easily an hour to get from one end to the other just because of how spread out everything is. That doesn't happen so much in Denver. If you're going from Castle Rock to maybe the north side of town, that may take an hour, but a lot of the time it's gonna take a half hour, maybe 40 minutes if traffic's bad. But you're not going that far, and that doesn't mean there aren't places where traffic's really bad. In particular, I-25 south of town. Holy crap, it's like, it doesn't matter. It can be a Saturday, it can be maybe not any time of day, but if you leave where you're going and you're trying to take I-25 south of town, either north or southbound, doesn't matter, and it's like after 3 on a weekday, good luck. You're gonna be stop and go. Does it get to gridlock? Not all the time, maybe right at 5 o'clock, things can get pretty bad, so try to avoid that. But usually you're stop and go traffic, you're moving, you're slowing down, it's annoying. I-70 can also do this too, if you're going east-west across Denver, or God forbid, going to the mountains. I've talked about this before, but one of the great parts about here is skiing, obviously, and everybody knows that, so I-70 ski traffic on the weekends can be brutal, and I do mean gridlock. So, important thing is to plan ahead to try to miss those peak times. In town on the surface streets, traffic's really not that bad, but it's those major interstates, those highways that can get really gnarly and simply just annoying. Number 2, and this goes along with the first one, traffic sucks and you also kind of need a car to get to where you're going. Not always. You can live downtown, work downtown, and do your downtown, uptown, Cap Hill, wherever lifestyle in those central little neighborhoods. There's great walkability, great bikeability, scooter ability now there. That's totally a legitimate lifestyle. But that lifestyle's not for everybody, especially if you're living a little farther out, if you need a little more room, that type of thing. And especially if you want to get to some of the great parts about Colorado, hiking, camping, mountain biking, skiing, snowboarding, etc., you're gonna need to get in a car to do those. We have an okay public transportation system around here. It's not great. The light rail that goes to the airport is a somewhat recent development, and that's pretty cool. But as far as like getting to the foothills and the mountains, no real easy way to do it. You're gonna need a car, you're gonna need a friend with a car, or you're gonna need to hitchhike, which I can't in good faith recommend. And number 3 goes along with numbers 1 and 2 about traffic and cars and driving, and also we throw weather in the mix. So you know our winters here in Denver are actually pretty mild. It'll snow and then it'll melt, and then it'll not snow for a while, and then it'll snow and it'll melt again, blah, 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 blah. When we do get those big snowfalls, so help me God, no one remembers how to drive. And listen, I'm prone to the guy thing of going like, oh, you're not driving the right way, I'm driving the right way, I'm the only one who knows. You know, we all kind of do that. This is not really what I'm talking about. I mean, you can talk to anybody and they'll say at least the first few snows of the season, everyone forgets what the hell to do, even when it's not that bad. I'm talking a couple inches and now your commute time triples just because people are driving 12 miles an hour. You'd think we'd be better at it because we do get a fair amount of snow and many of us drive in the mountains in the winter, which is a whole different ballgame, tons of snow there, but we're really not. I don't know if it's because there's a lot of transplants or just because we don't have enough consistent winter and it's like driving in wintry conditions is a skill that atrophies. I don't know, but when it happens, things can get really bad, even if the snow's not that bad. Sometimes people even slow down a whole bunch when it rains. I don't get that one. It's something we're working through as a community. Okay, and staying on the same theme of winter, number 4, worst thing about living in Denver is the winters do have a tendency to linger. So I already mentioned, and I've said in other videos, winter pretty mild here, and a lot of the time it'll get a late start. I mean, even November, late November, before we've had our first snowfall. But the flip side of that is March is the snowiest month in the state of Colorado, and even into April, sometimes May, but especially into April, we can get a number of significant snowfalls. It's spring, it's slushy, it makes everything wet, it melts quickly. It's not the worst thing in the world. By April, even if it hasn't been a bad winter, God, you're ready to be done. You've already had probably a couple spring-like days, you've heard those birds chirping, sun's out a little longer, it's feeling good, and then boom, foot of snow on a Tuesday. It lingers, it's just a lingery thing, and it's just kind of annoying. Number 5, worst thing about living in Denver, and you will not find this on any list. This is purely my opinion, and it's an opinion that's shared by a lot of others, but many won't say it. 16th Street Mall. It is an area of town that I assume was a worthwhile destination at some point in the past. Now, it has been taken over and is this grotesque corporate monstrosity that really brings nothing of value to the table. Remember when I said I wouldn't BS you? Yeah, is this honest enough? The trolley thing that runs down 16th Street is kind of cool. There are some good restaurants and other things to do there, but it's gotten kind of dirty, kind of gross, and it's just a lot of chains. And it's like the place you go in Denver if you don't know where to go. And I've had people that show up in town and go to 16th Street and are like, this town's not that great. And then I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't go there. Let me talk you through it. So if that's you and you're planning a trip and you're like, should we go to 16th Street Mall? Maybe, but don't make that your primary destination and shoot me an email and I'll help you out. It's just corporate American downtown kind of grossness, and it doesn't bring a whole lot of value to the table. Many better places to spend time, money, eat, and drink, even in the downtown vicinity. All right, last thing on the list, worst things about living in Denver, is house prices can be kind of rough. If you've followed this channel for any amount of time, you've seen me talk stats up and down and go through it and work through all the home prices. Are we as bad as New York or LA or Chicago? No. But if you're coming from an area like the area I'm from, Minnesota, or somewhere in the Midwest, or maybe in the South, where prices are a lot more affordable, coming here and saying, whoa, it's gonna cost me $400,000 minimum to get into a single family home in the Denver metro, yeah, that can be some sticker shock. Right now in the entire metro, all counties, the median home price, the most recent data was right around $650,000. So it can be expensive. Now, there are ways to work around that, which we can talk about, of course, but the truth is it just costs a little more to get into home ownership. Then you reap the benefits once you're in there because you benefit from all that appreciation, but can be a harder barrier for entry. That's it. Did I miss anything? If so, let me know in the comments. And if you need anything in terms of real estate, if you just want to have a conversation, low pressure, just want to bounce some things off someone, I'm your guy. I'm here for you. My info's down in the comments, probably down in the description. That's where I always put it. Give me a call, shoot me a text, whatever. Otherwise, thank you for being here. I love you all. We'll see you next time.